Lean in, because this one is scary. Tamar Braxton says she almost died after a weekend accident. She woke up weak, confused, and with serious injuries. A friend found her in a pool of blood. Let's break down what happened, what we know, and what this means for her tour, her TV projects, and her recovery. Stay with me, because near the end we will look at the quiet clue about how she plans to move forward and the one risk people are not talking about yet. First, the moment. Tamar shared on Tuesday that a freak accident over the weekend left her with a fractured nose, missing teeth, and limited mobility. She says she does not even know how it happened. Imagine that for a second. You cannot hold a conversation. You are too weak to speak. You are trying to piece the story together from what friends tell you. Would you be terrified or numb? She posted that she is beginning the mental journey now that her body is stabilizing. That line matters. Recovery is not just stitches and scans. It is also shock, fear, flashbacks, and the long haul of getting back to normal life. If you have ever dealt with a sudden health scare, you know the body heals and then your mind starts asking real questions. What changed? What do I do differently now? Tamar layered her update with faith. She shared a worship track and a Bible passage about strong women. She also posted a simple gratitude line about waking up. That is not branding. That is survival language. After a brush with death, you count mornings, you count breaths, you keep your circle close. If you were in her shoes, what would your first call be? Family, doctor, or manager? Now the timeline. The accident happened over the weekend. On Tuesday, August 19th, she went public on Instagram stories. She described being found by a friend in a pool of blood, listed her injuries, and asked people to pray for her as she starts healing. Coverage exploded within hours. Entertainment outlets, mainstream news, and fan pages all picked it up. As of now, there are no extra details from authorities, and Tamar herself says she does not remember what led to it. That lack of memory is common after trauma. It can be medical, it can be shock, it can also be your brain protecting you until you are ready to process. Let's talk context, because Tamar's life has not been quiet. In recent years, she has been open about health and mental health challenges, from a serious hospitalization in 2020 to a flu scare in 2022. She has talked about therapy, boundaries, and focusing on her son. She has also promised to protect her peace, even if that means stepping back from dating and from drama. That openness has made her relatable to fans who are also juggling real-life pressures. Does that make you root for her more? For a lot of people, yes. Right before this accident, she was in go mode. She posted about tour prep. She talked about getting her voice and body back on a tight routine, new set list, fresh music. She even shared a scale check and said the birthday fun was over. Time to focus. That is the daily grind most artists do not show. Then the accident hit. The whiplash is intense. One day you are counting down to rehearsal. The next you are counting stitches. So what happens now with work? The Braxtons returned to TV last year with a new docuseries, and the network already teed up a season 2 for this fall. The family used the show to honor their late sister Tracy and to reconnect on camera after time apart. That schedule matters here. Reality crews can pivot. Tours cannot. TV can build around healing and feature family support. Live shows require travel, stamina, and a singer who can breathe and project without pain. If you had to guess, which gets pushed first? The tour is the obvious answer. There is a second layer. Dental injuries and a fractured nose affect more than looks. They affect diction, breath control, and resonance. If your instrument is your body, you cannot rush that. This is where a smart team slows down, protects the long game, and keeps her audience informed without oversharing. A clean line like this helps. I am healing. I will update you soon. Thank you for your prayers and patience. Let's zoom in on the friend who found her. That person matters. We do not need names, but we do need to say this plainly. A fast discovery can be the difference between life and death. It sounds simple, but the takeaway is powerful. If someone you love goes quiet after making plans, check in. Send the text. Make the call. Knock on the door. That is not gossip. That is life advice. What about the fan reaction? Across the board, people are shocked and supportive. Tamar has a core audience that has grown up with her through the Braxtons and Braxton family values. They saw the career highs. They saw the family conflicts. They saw the grief when Tracy passed in 2022. They have watched Tamar rebuild. In April, the family marked what would have been Tracy's 54th birthday with tributes. Tamar posted concert footage where a crowd lit up their phones to her sister's song. When you carry that kind of shared history with your fans, a crisis becomes communal. People pray. People post. People wait for good news. You might be wondering if there is a security angle. Sometimes fans assume an attack. Other times they assume a household accident. With the limited facts we have, the only honest line is this: we do not know what happened yet. Tamar herself says she does not know. Speculation helps no one. What helps is time, rest, medical care, and a plan to communicate clearly when she is ready. There is also a professional risk people are not talking about: narrative drift. When a star goes quiet after a crisis, blogs and feeds start filling in blanks. That can turn a health story into a rumor story. The fix is simple and boring. Short updates, concrete progress, no gory details, no drama, just steady signals that she is safe, supported, and healing. That protects her privacy and keeps the story from spiraling. Let's talk about the quiet clue that she is already setting her own course. She centered her faith in the first update. She posted a verse about strong women. She chose a worship track. She thanked God for waking up. That is a reset. It tells you where she is mentally. Gratitude first, survival first, work second. Expect her next moves to match that energy. Fewer appearances, more family, more studio time when doctors clear it. Then, when the body and mind say go, a measured return to stage. If you are a long-time Braxton's watcher, you know the family rallies. Tony, Tawanda, Trina, and Ms. Evelyn have all done public life long enough to understand when to step forward and when to lock the doors and circle the wagons. Season 2 can show recovery without exploiting it. That is the hopeful version of reality TV. It documents resilience. It does not feed on pain. Before we land, here is a quick recovery checklist fans can screenshot and use to set expectations. 1. Injuries first. Fractures and dental work come before everything. 2. Voice second. Breathing, resonance, and diction rehabs take time. 3. Mental health always. Trauma processing is not optional. 4. Small steps back to work. A podcast, a studio session, then a stage. 5. Boundaries. Updates are a courtesy, not a requirement. So where do we leave this? Tamar Braxton faced a life and death scare and lived to talk about it. She asked for prayers. She thanked God for another morning. She started the mental journey while her body heals. That is the whole story we have. And it is enough. The rest is time, doctors, and the people who love her showing up quietly. Now, I want to hear from you. If you were her manager or her best friend, what would you prioritize first? Tour plans, TV timing, or total rest? And if you have ever had a sudden medical scare, what actually helped you heal? Share it in the comments. Someone reading might need exactly that advice today. Sending Tamar strength, patience, and protection. We will keep this story focused on recovery and real updates, not rumors. When there is news, you will hear it here.